saw they gave you a TUE.
I mean, with any fighters, some fighters take Pedialytes. Let me touch on that subject.
I guess when I'm asking,
just rehydrate.
When a fighter's
I mean,
well, my question is this:
because my urine, my urine was dark, extremely dark, darker than normal. That could be from overworking and extremely dark.
Well, let me just say, the question I wanted to ask was, you're normally not struggling to make weight because you're walking.
What's struggling that?
Right. So I guess, why did you have
because
trouble hydrating?
A lot of times what happens is that when you work, you become dehydrated. It's not that you're struggling to make weight. It's just he pushes himself so hard. You got to remember.
And I'm a lot older now.
Yeah, and you got to remember too is that we're going down through. He's going down through the drug testing. So he's working out, having to get blood taken, give urine and do all this, also with preparing for a fight. So it was nothing out of the ordinary.
When did you think UFC announced they hired USADA year-round, 24/7? Fighters are subject to test at any time all year long.
Am I the same fighter that got criticized? Is this the same guy that got criticized from everyone? Am I that guy?
Yeah, you would be that guy. You would be that guy.
Touch on that subject, please.
No, it's just, I commend obviously Dana and them. They've taken the boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, the Mayweather boxing model. You are the model. And, they're looking to, they've had a lot of problems, in their sport, and they're looking to, elevate their sport for it to be a clean sport. Floyd, from day one, he's talked about random blood and urine, and we've obviously worked with USADA because it's the best organization out there for that. And, so I think I commend Dana and them for stepping up and making a stand for their sport, and they're doing what they need to do.
So to follow up, would you as a promoter do that, what he's doing, because he's doing it year-round, right? So you could fight today, and then tomorrow they could test you, right? That's what they're doing with him. So year-round, would you, boxing needs that too.
We're always open to ways to continue to clean up the sport. Floyd has been the face of the sport. He's been the example of what being a clean athlete is about. He's been the only undefeated person in any sport, for 19, almost 20 years. Those are the kind of things I think that, and he's been competing at the highest level all these years.
Was there someone on your team? What's the thought behind it?
He's a bigger fighter. He's a bigger fighter, and he's only growing. Why would I fight somebody that's already? You see how he was coming from like 170, 180. Why would I try to? Not have a rehydration clause in that, so he could go back up to 150, 160 around the time we fight? No, I'm not dumb. People want you to be a dumbass. That's not being smart.
You prove that when fighters want to make a fight, you are the bosses.
He already had the advantage of just making sure everything's fair. You know what I mean? I know that he's a bigger fighter. He's coming in. He already had the advantage of the height, the size, the arm length, like everything. He had the most advantage. So I was just making it a little fair. You know what I mean? Just
even feel.
Yeah, just everybody stay the same. And it ain't like he got to do it and I don't have to do it.
Right.
We both have to do it.
Stay on
you know
point.
What I mean? So I think it's just him. It's just him out there just spreading rumors and stuff like that, and people just adding on to it.
Everybody done it. Oscar done it.
Got you. Fair enough. When I saw Rayo last, I asked him, hey, because around that time there was rumors about him fighting Tank. And I said, what's up with these rumors? I said, anything official? He said, nobody sent me anything. So I'll just ask you the same question. Was there any talks that were serious about Tank fighting Rayo?
No, not that I know of, man. They did bring it up at one point for November.
They being the PBC?
For November 2nd, I think. Yeah, it was going to be on a show they wanted to do on PBC, November 2nd. Raymond had just become champion in August, so there was no way we were gonna, jump back in training. He was in training camp for like 5 months, so he needed some time off. So we already knew he wasn't gonna fight till next year. But there was talk about him fighting November 2nd. But I also believe they wanted him at 135. Man, he just became champion at 140. So if Tank is calling champions out, well, go fight him at 140, and don't put no rehydration clause, just go fight him and do the fight. That's the problem with boxing right now.
So
Fight the best at 140, and if it's Tank at 140, we'll be more than happy to fight Tank. Tank's a great fighter, man. I love watching his fights, but he does need to be a little more aggressive with his opponents, a little more, make the right decisions. Don't let people choose for you. You call people, you say, I want to fight that guy, and make it happen. There's other fighters that do, there's champions that do, and that's why we get those big fights happening. Him fighting guys like Roach doesn't mean anything. That's why they have to cancel those fights, because I'm pretty sure there was no attention, there was no people interested in watching that fight.
got you. How did
Fine, man. I'm telling you, Tank is a great fighter. He just needs to challenge himself, unify, fight those big fights that people want to see. And he's a great fighter, man. He's just, he could be the best at lightweight right now. Obviously from the champions, from all the champions right now, he might be the best, but he needs to challenge himself. He needs to prove it to the world. He needs to show it. I know he already sells out arenas and does millions of dollars just in the gates and does really good numbers on pay-per-view no matter who he fights. But we do want to see the better fights for him. And Tank has been doing that all his career, picks the right opponents, and like I'm telling you, if I was his manager and his trainer, maybe I'd be happy too, because he's winning, he's taking care of business. But as a fan, we want to see him challenge himself. I want to see him unify. He's the only champion that doesn't talk about unifying his titles. You got guys that are 22, 23 that are already unifying, that are, challenging themselves against the best in their division. He needs to do the same. And he's a great fighter. And like I'm telling you, he's probably the best at 135, the best champion at 135. So why wouldn't he? The fights could be made. I'm pretty sure if he talks to Top Rank, they can make the fights. If he talk, PBC will work together to make those fights happen.